Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something really cool, an ancient remedy that's been around for thousands of years, but is now making huge waves in scientific research. We are talking about black seed oil. So let's find out why this tiny little seed is getting so much attention.
Just think about this for a second. What if one of the most powerful tools for our well-being wasn't cooked up in some high-tech lab, but was actually rediscovered from ancient traditions? That's exactly the question we're going to unpack today.
All right, so first things first, let's take a little trip back in time to really understand where this incredible substance, known scientifically as Nigella Sativa, comes from.
Yeah, this is not some newfangled wellness trend. Black seed oil, which you might also know as black cumin, has this incredibly rich history that goes back millennia. Just picture it. Ancient Egyptians using it in their remedies, or traditional healers across Southwest Asia and the Middle East, relying on its healing properties. And now, here we are, and modern science is finally catching up and starting to understand the sheer power packed into this tiny seed.
So, what's the actual secret sauce here? What makes this little seed so powerful? Well, it all comes down to chemistry. So let's kind of put on our lab coats for a minute and meet the real star of the show.
Meet Thymoquinone, or TQ for short. This stuff is the hero of our story. It's the main active ingredient in black seed oil, and it's basically where all the magic happens. But, to really get what TQ does, we first need to talk about the problem it's built to solve.
Okay, think about it like this. Imagine you leave a metal key outside in the rain. What happens? It rusts, right? That's oxidation. Well, a very similar process, thanks to these little troublemakers called free radicals, happens inside our bodies. They damage our cells, making us age faster and opening the door for sickness.
And this is where TQ swoops in to save the day. It fights back with a triple threat of properties. First, as a potent antioxidant, it protects our cells from that rusting damage we just talked about. Second, it's a super powerful anti-inflammatory, and this is huge because it calms down that chronic inflammation that's linked to so many diseases. And on top of that, it's also a natural antibacterial, helping your body fight off nasty bugs. And you can see right here how all that science translates into real-world benefits. It's pretty amazing. For respiratory health, its anti-inflammatory powers can help relax airways for people with asthma, literally making it easier to breathe. For metabolism, it helps regulate blood sugar, which is a game changer for weight management and fighting off metabolic syndrome, that nasty combo of high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and bad cholesterol. It even helps with brain health by reducing neural inflammation, which is tied to things like brain fog and even serious conditions like Alzheimer's. And yeah, of course, a ton of people use it for healthier skin and hair too.
The science is absolutely fascinating, right? But what does this actually look like for real people? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. The most powerful proof always comes from personal experiences.
So let's take a look at this story from a viewer named Asif. He shared this super simple but seriously effective trick for clearing up his sinus congestion. All he does is add a teaspoon of the oil to a bowl of boiling water, leans over, and just inhales the steam. He's basically turning those anti-inflammatory properties into a direct, targeted remedy for his sinuses. How smart is that?
And then, listen to this. This is an incredible story from another viewer, Blessing. She said, I just lost 150 pounds. It greatly improved my arthritis that I was having. Wow. Just let that sink in for a second.
Her journey is just a perfect testament to the science we were just talking about. By getting that inflammation under control, she found relief from her joint pain. And by supporting her metabolism, it played a huge part in her incredible weight loss. It just goes to show how tackling those root issues can create this amazing domino effect for your entire health.
Okay, so these stories are just so compelling, right? They really show the real-world impact black seed oil can have. So if you're sitting there thinking, maybe I should try this, what do you actually need to know? Let's get into the nitty-gritty.
All right, when you go to buy this stuff, what should you look for? Because listen, not all oils are created equal. You absolutely want one that's 100% organic, so you're not getting any pesticides. And this next part is crucial. It has to be cold pressed. Heat just destroys all those delicate, important compounds like TQ, so cold pressed is non-negotiable. And of course, check the label to make sure there are no additives. You just want the pure, potent oil, nothing else.
Now, how you take it is just as important. The number one rule, and I can't stress this enough, do not take it on an empty stomach. It's a strong oil, and it can definitely cause some indigestion, or what some people call the burps.
So the trick is to take it right before you eat a meal. And please, please, always start with a really small dose. 1/4 teaspoon is perfect. Just see how your body feels before you think about taking more.
So what's a full dose look like? Well, a typical daily amount that's often recommended is right around 5 grams.
And to put that in perspective, 5 grams is basically 1 teaspoon. But, and this is the important part, you don't need to jump right in with a full teaspoon. Seriously, start small. So many people find that even 1/4 or a 1/2 teaspoon is more than enough to start feeling the benefits. The absolute key here is to just listen to your body.
Okay, let's pull all these threads together now. We've talked science, we've talked personal stories, but there's one single concept that connects absolutely everything, and that's inflammation.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Blessing's arthritis, Asif's sinus problems, all that research on asthma, metabolic issues, even skin conditions like eczema. What's the one thing they all have in common? You got it, it's inflammation. That's the common thread.
And this, right here, is the biggest takeaway from our entire explainer today. The real potential of black seed oil isn't just about covering up symptoms. It's about helping your body manage inflammation at a really deep foundational level. It's getting to a potential root cause of so many different health problems.
And that really leaves us with a final big question to think about. You know, in our search for better health, we spend so much time and energy chasing symptoms. But what if the single most powerful thing we could possibly do is to focus on that one common denominator? What if getting inflammation under control is the one key that unlocks everything else for our health?